MMA fans? I am Jason Burgos for Sherdog.com, and I am joined today by a well-accomplished mixed martial artist looking to test himself in the world of grappling at Polaris 11 on August 31st in Manchester, England. He has made a name for himself with highlight reel finishes in the UFC during his run into promotion, and he is coming off of an impressive unanimous decision win over Joe Duffy at UFC on ESPN 5 in March. ESPN Plus 5 in March. He's a man with the best looking fight night red mohawk. He has it right now I've ever seen in my life. And
Thank you.
he is the bone crusher. He's Marc Diakiese. Marc, thanks for giving me some time today, all the way from Amsterdam.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Now I actually have a whole bunch of questions, even more so than I have for a lot of interviews, just because you're a dual threat right now. You're a successful UFC fighter. Now you get into the grappling. Before we get into this pretty cool decision to take part in Polaris, I wanted to go back to your fight in March. That win over Joe Duffy was a big one because it came off the back of the 3-fight losing streak. First, going into that fight, did you feel like your job was in jeopardy? Did you feel like a high level of pressure, like I need to get this win just to maintain my spot on the UFC roster?
Nah, it wasn't that. If anything, before the fight, I felt like I was getting set up, and I felt like I lost a couple of fights because I was inexperienced. But obviously, I went to get released just so I can get out and get experience and come back.
Interesting.
And so that fight, it was because I was supposed to fight Stevie Ray before that, but then I think he pulled out. But then when I got Duffy, I thought he's a harder fight and then a better opponent because he's kind of well known.
Yeah.
And he came into the UFC as the last man to beat Conor McGregor. So I thought it's a big stake here. If I lose, I got nothing to lose because I'm already lost 3 fights, and if I win, I got something to prove. And then that's what I did. So I went in, looking to perform. All I wanted, literally, I didn't care if I lost the fight or anything. I just wanted to perform, and I felt like which what I did.
Interesting, because the next question I was going to ask was, from the losing, was your confidence shaken and all? But it doesn't seem like it was shaken. It was just more like you feel like it was just the learning process of being a professional mixed martial artist. You just got to get in there and get that cage time. It just happened to lose.
I mean, at first it was I was shaking a little bit because I feel like my climb was going so fast, and I needed that stop to break, to think about things. And I feel like as a fighter, I needed that, especially MMA. Things are a lot different. And people get to the top and then get confused and start losing fights, and I didn't want that. So, and I just try to stay focused and believe that I'm a good fighter, because when people tell you a good fighter, you can believe it, but unless you show in the gym, you're not as good. So I just believe in myself, and I did a lot of work with man coaches just to make sure I'm confident, and that's what I did. I performed.
Now talk to me about the Duffy fight. He's a pretty good striker, very tough guy. You beat him soundly, winning all the rounds on the judges' scorecards. Did the fight play out like you wanted to? Were you able to implement the things you wanted to? Were you able to gain that experience and stuff that you wanted to get from this fight? And how would you grade your overall performance afterwards?
Well, I was really happy with the performance. If anything, I wanted to finish. But Duffy was a tough opponent, and I prepared for him very, very well. And I think it worked out best for me because I was training for a southpaw in Stevie Ray. But obviously, we changed the plan 6 weeks out and got Duffy. So I think I just had to change a lot of things. But apart from that, I think it was a perfect opponent, and I was happy to take the fight.
So it's interesting that you mentioned too that you were kind of open to the idea that if you left the UFC, hey, you go out, get even better, get more experience, and then come back. But one of the best signs of how the UFC believes in you is you beat him in March. In May, you announced you get an all-new contract with them, a multi-fight deal, the third with them. What did that mean for you in terms of them showing you their support, their confidence in you, that, in despite of having the 3-fight lose streak and then getting the win, they felt the need, like, look, we need to bring this guy back. We need to give him a multi-fight deal. Did it make you feel good? Did it make you say, shit, I don't need to go out. I'm good here, and they believe in me?
At first, I felt like that. I felt like they were trying to push me, and I wasn't delivering. So I felt like, for myself, it was okay, because I felt like I'm still young, I'm still learning, so it was okay for me to get out there and somewhere else get experience and come back. Because end of the day, a lot of people lose outside the UFC because obviously I was in the UFC undefeated, and people judge you through that because I wasn't that experienced. I mean, I've been doing everything tough for maybe 8 years, so I'm still new to the game.
Yeah.
And watching other people, I knew that like I had to get experience, and which I feel now I have going forward. And yeah, so going forward is going to be total different game.
Now let's talk about this big fight, Polaris 11. How did it all come together? You know, was Polaris something you always wanted to, and you always had interest in, or it just kind of came out of nowhere and they're like, hey, you want to be a part of it? You're like, sure.
No, at first I got matched with a show called Pantheon. And I think they see me grapple on that one, and I think they was interested because as I'm insane, I bring noise, and it was pretty fun. My last one, doing backflips and stuff, so that was fun. But these just came through, and I think as a fighter now, I'm just having fun with it. Before I got to UFC, it was more of a fun. I would enjoy knocking people out, and I got signed, and everything I say or do, people take it too serious. You know what I mean? So it's like.
Yeah.
You become serious, and I'm like, I used to have fun with this, and I felt like I restricted myself. Whereas now, I literally say I don't care what happens. I'm a fighter. I fight the way I want to fight. Nobody tell me how to fight, so I'm having fun with it. So the Polaris, when it came through, I was just happy to take it because I'm like, it's all about having fun, you know. Because end of the day, this career doesn't last long, so I want to enjoy myself doing different things, and that's what I'm doing.
Now, of course, fun and having fun with everything you do is important, but for something like this, you know, Pantheon, now Polaris, is there a part of you that's like looking just to prove something, not just to MMA fans or combat sports fans, but even prove something to yourself? Because, you know, everyone knows how good your striking is, but yeah, your grappling's getting better, but it's not your bread and butter. It's just like proving something to yourself.
Nah, I think I'm done with people's critics. I'm just doing me, literally. I don't want to prove anybody wrong. I just want to prove myself that I'm good at something, you know. I don't want to be thinking about other people because I think that itself costs me fights. So I just want to be me, you know, have fun. I'm doing this because I feel like I haven't got a fight for me. I can't announce when I've got a fight, but I feel like this keeps me busy, you know. Something to look forward to, and that's why I'm doing it.
Is also part of the appeal for it, the having fun, but also because it's in Manchester, you don't have to, you know, you kind of get fight close to home and stuff like that. It's not a big travel thing. You know, getting fight in front of the England fans.
Yeah, I mean that's a bonus because it's close to my house, and but it doesn't make any difference. Could be anywhere. I just want to have fun with this one.
Is there any kind of like scouting or strategizing for something like a grappling tournament? You know, I haven't watched too many of them. I know of them, but you know, you do the scouting, you do the strategizing for a fight. Do you do that when it comes to a grappling tournament, or are you just trying to go in, get in a lot of minutes on the mats, and just get your skills super sharp?
I'm just trying to get my skills super sharp. I mean, people take it too serious. Like if you grapple a grappler, they'll think that, right?
Yeah.
If it's a grappling thing is a fight, to me it's a grappling. You know, I don't. You train for grappling. I train for every day. So to me, it's like I'm just getting better or something.
Now, Chris Fishgold, your Polaris opponent, is a BJJ black belt. He's done stuff on the UK grappling scene, and as well as in his MMA career. He's got a whole bunch of submissions in his MMA career. This is no easy test for you in terms of pure grappling. Is that part of the appeal for this? You know, you want to have fun. Why not have fun against a really good test? And it's kind of a win-win. People are going to look like you expect you to lose, but if you win, boy, what a statement that says if you can go and beat Chris Fishgold in grappling.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to take on the best guys. Even in UFC fights, I just want to test myself. I want to get the hardest guys just to see how I can beat them. Before it was like, oh, I need a fight that can win this and that, But now I just want to somebody that I've figured a way of beating them. I don't care how they are. I just want to figure myself out the way of beating these guys. Like I'm not trying to dominate anybody, think I'm the best, but I just feel as a fighter, you should test yourself, and I'm looking the toughest position out there to win.
When do you think you had that transition of, like you just said, picking the certain kind of fights, and now it's just about testing yourself and the challenges? Is that something? Is that just a part of maturity? You're getting older as a man. Is it part of experience? Is it just a new phase of your life? When did it change to what? I just want to challenge myself. I just want to fight the best.
Yeah, I think it's maturity, and as a fighter, obviously, I was going to the top, and everybody wants to know you when you're at the top. And once you start losing, you start noticing things, and it just made me change a little bit. Like, okay, this was kind of like a gift to see how things work. And now I've seen it. It's like I have a totally different approach. I don't want to impress anybody. It's about me and me and my journey.
When you started losing, because you say you start to notice things when you're losing, did you kind of almost see the ugly side of like
I seen the ugly side. I seen the dark side. I call it the
yeah.
dark side.
So
Yeah,
you
I
saw the
seen that. I mean,
yeah.
2 fights in Vegas. Next minute,
Yeah.
again offered things they've never done before. Again offered Ferraris to drive,
Yep.
and next minute just losing fights. You know what I mean? It's not a nice thing, and people start saying, "Oh, it's all hype train. It wasn't all that." So to
Mm.
me myself, I knew what I was capable of. So I actually just stay calm and then trying to work on get back to winning ways, and then trying to like improve myself.
And you've had such a good career. Is it the benefit of encountering the dark side of the sport? Is that the best way for you and any fighter to find out the people that really care, the coaches that really care, the friends that really care? Did you go through the experience and now you know who's
Yeah,
really ride or die for you and who's not?
yeah. I mean, like now, one thing I've learned as a fighter is your career. You take in your own hands. Yeah. Most of the times, like I'll just go to the gym, leave it to people, do what they want with me. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But once you start losing, even coaches see them start disappearing. Even friends start
Wow.
disappearing. Yeah. So I've learned one thing. It's my career. I don't do things right, I'm gonna lose it. It's in my own hands. So I gotta take it the right way and which way I'm doing. Getting the
Interesting.
right team, getting the right people around me, and then that's it. I don't need the rest. Just it's outside. It's good to get people saying how good you are. But it's good to see it outside,
Mm.
but I don't listen to that no more. I know I have people around
Mm.
me, and that's the people I need. I don't need anybody else.
Interesting. Do you still actively train at American Top Team? Is that your team, or have you changed some things up?
I've changed some things up. I mean, American Top Team is a big gym.
Yeah.
I was
Oh
like
yeah.
a small fish in a pond, so
Yeah.
there's the big names out there. I feel like I was giving maybe 60 to get like 40 back. You know what I mean? You
Mm.
gotta put in a lot of work. So right now I've gone back to England and I'm training at Nick Hemmer's gym in Breda in Holland because I know I'm stronger stand up. So why not strengthen my stand up instead of worried about takedowns and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
But I can work in them areas, but I gotta work what I'm good at, and that's what I'm gonna do. I've stopped listening to people. Oh, he's not good at wrestling, this and that. I won't listen to that no more. I'm just doing what I gotta do, and that's win fights.
Have you thought about a gym like especially making it easy for yourself being at home, like London Shoot Fighters? They've got a lot of good fighters and like MVP and stuff like that. Have you ever thought about
Yeah,
going to that one?
no, it's not about that. It's about I think having your own team, believe in yourself, you work,
Mm.
and I feel like now I've got Danny Mitchell in my corner. I've got if you see my last guy, the black guy with David Saar, I've got him, and I've got Nick Hemmers now, and I've got some good performance coaches behind me, and
Mm.
I feel that's my team. So when I'm
Mm.
ready to prepare for a fight, I go back home where in Leeds where I moved to. I've got Danny Mitchell there, and then prepare for the fight. We have a game. We all sit together, have a game plan. Before it was just like, okay, you find this guy, okay, train. I'm just training normal. I don't have no game plan. I'm just
Right.
training to fight, and that's it. But where I feel now, I have a team, and
Mm.
by having a team, it builds my confidence. I feel like I can beat anybody.
Interesting. Now I know you can't. You mentioned before you can't really say when you had a fight, but is there a general spot you're thinking about when we will see you in the octagon again to start this new contract? Are you looking at fall? Are you looking maybe a little further in towards winter?
Now I'm hoping. Well, I got a date. It says 28th of September,
Mm.
Copenhagen, but obviously I'm waiting because I should have an opponent pretty soon. If I don't, then it could be something else.
Okay.
But I'm just waiting and see. But I feel as a fighter now, I just want to be sharp and ready all the time. So it could be a last minute call. I'll take it because I feel I'm ready to fight to do 5 rounds right now.
Okay. And now I always like to end the interviews talking about and asking a fighter what are the things they like to do that has nothing to do with fighting. I've got some interesting answers. I got in video
That's a
games.
difficult question.
Is it a really?
Yeah,
Is it
it
always
is.
just fighting fighting training all
Yeah,
the time, 24/7? It's not a Marc Diakiese just doing his own
yeah.
thing, watching, reading comic books or something.
Honest truth, most of the times when I'm not fighting, like after the fights, I like to go on a holiday or something.
Okay.
But even on a holiday, I'm always watching fights. I'm always around fighting.
Yeah.
Literally, I don't do anything else. I just feel like this is what I enjoy doing. Before it became a job, and I started losing. I feel like
Mm.
right now I'm just back to enjoying it. Like this is what I like to do, even part time, wherever I'm at. This is what I enjoy doing, and I don't see it as a job no more. I see it as something I like to do.
Well, since you like to go on holiday, tell me like the two places you visited that you really really love, and two places you haven't visited that you really want to get to eventually.
Uh, I like to. Gran Canaria. I don't know why, because it's just nice and quiet. People are a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
It's a nice weather, not too hot, just enough.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, every time I've been there twice, I always have fun there.
Yeah.
And Vegas, because everybody want to go Vegas.
Yeah.
I've been there twice. Yeah, that was good. I think for partying it's good. But every time I go there, I was just fighting. It was so hot,
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
couldn't really have fun. And the next one on my list is maybe Dubai. I haven't been Dubai yet.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, Dubai. I need to visit.
Anything
I was
in like
hoping for that
Asia?
part
Like
as
I've
well.
heard Singapore's real cool.
Singapore. I never really been, but I mean, it's someone to visit. Hopefully, sometime I'll go down and check it out.